Hello everybody. So yeah, it's nighttime and I chose to make the video at the very end of 2012 to see if there's any better things that would happen, and none of them actually happened, sadly. So yeah, it's midnight, 1st of January. Happy New Year! Woohoo! I know, bullshit. So I said I was gonna make a special video and not list my top 10s and my whatnots, whatever. But I thought I'll just make one video that wouldn't, I hope that wouldn't, go beyond 10 minutes or at most 15 minutes. So I just like to, talk about first the semantics and not really the semantics. What's a word for it? Entertainment. First, let's talk about entertainment, then emotional stuff. First of all, entertainment. What I've noticed in 2012, and I enjoyed this year more so than last, because I've noticed there's a new trend. A new trend in gaming and movies and TV. TV continued as usual, being better than any other medium for telling complex stories, such as that British show with old people. I forgot what I just watched an episode of that, and I really, really loved it. I'm like, what I love British shows, dry humor, Sherlock, Breaking Bad, Homeland, Mad Men. This year has been phenomenal, and TV has yet again proved itself more worthy of storytelling than movies. Who would ever thought that the home of the A-Team and that talking car show would house one of that would store better stories than Silver Screen? Nobody knew. But I've also noticed a trend as well, that movies, you've seen, obviously everybody's seen The Avengers. If you haven't, watch it right now. I'm paranoid because there's people like, well, I'll just blocked my car. Yep. It's middle of the night. I don't want to get raped, man. Yeah, rape joke. That's very funny. Anyway, so yeah, I was gonna say we've seen the culmination of the first phase of the Marvel movie thing, and it was awesome. Like, I attended Comic-Con this year, and I saw the guy behind it all. It wasn't Robert Downey Jr. It wasn't the guy who directed Iron Man 1. I think his name is Jon Favreau. I don't know. But it wasn't the guy. It was the Iron Man movie, but it wasn't really the movie itself. It was the man behind it. They were showing like clips back in Comic-Con 2006. They're just talking about, we're just gonna make this Iron Man movie, and boom! Highest grossing movie, almost third highest grossing movie of all time. First two are James Cameron's movies. Fuck you, James Cameron. And I love it. Like, Joss Whedon it's amazing. Joss Whedon became a household name. Everybody would feel, when Joss Whedon's name has always been attached to something that would be cancelled in a season or two. Dollhouse, and it's just, it lasted for 2 seasons, way too long. And even though Liza Dushku was like half naked in it a lot, she's as interesting as a cardboard box. Yeah. So yeah, I was gonna say the culmination of also the Dark Knight trilogy, and it was disappointing. The movie thing is, I've always told my friends that, I told myself that millions of times, that Chris Nolan always wanted to say a message with his movies, like The Prestige, Dark Knight, Memento. It felt, even Inception, the least complicated of them all. Yes, it's the least complicated. Actually, Dark Knight is the least. Never mind. Anyway, everyone had a heart to it. Even though the writing wasn't as phenomenal as a lot of movies, but Chris Nolan is a phenomenal, because he pours his heart and soul into these movies, and you feel them. You feel a person with a soul made them. Unlike Michael Bay's movies, you feel that it's human emotions. There's a message behind that. There's a reason the movie has been made. Dark Knight Rises just felt like Chris Nolan just got, I just want to be done with this trilogy. But then he just thing is, the movie is just too confusing. The movie is like 2 movies at the same time. A loud action movie and a quiet dramatic movie, and they've been clashing together so many times in the movie. It's just it's annoying. It felt like 2 different directors are making it, and one of them is not even Chris Nolan. Like, The loud action movie was pretty good. The what's it called? The quiet dramatic movie was pretty good, but never. Both of them never felt it was actually a Chris Nolan movie. And yeah, it just, it didn't feel like a Chris Nolan movie, and I was really disappointed. It would be awesome if my main idea would have. I was gonna make a video. What if The Dark Knight Rises was 2 movies instead? Make it stop at when Batman got his back broken and to be continued in the second movie. Because I felt a lot of movies' problems was by length. Like me, I want to talk a lot in short time, but like now, my talk is jumbled and messy, and nobody gives a shit. So, Dark Knight Rises would have benefited if Chris Nolan just took his time, and just finished the directing, but in the editing process, instead of making it a 3-hour movie, that movie is way too fucking long. Make it a 2-hour movie, like what they did with The Hobbit. The Hobbit, they're like, oh, let's just film extra scenes and make it 3 movies instead of 2. 3, moderate, we call it, well-sized movies instead of 2 humongous movies that people would be boring. Like in the middle of the movie, like in my videos, I should make them 10 videos instead of one big ass video. Yeah. So that's my rant about the movies and TVs. TV has been awesome. Breaking Bad. I thought I was gonna be done with Breaking Bad this year, but no, they had to expand it into 2 seasons. No, they're called Season 1 Part 1, Season 5 Part 1, Season 5 Part 2. No! Fuck you! It's Season 5 and Season 6! You don't put 2 parts of the freaking season a year apart! I'm sorry, it's not really a well-formed English sentence. It's just, you don't break a season into 2 parts and put a year in between. No, it doesn't fucking happen like that. No! Anyway. Gaming. I felt gaming this year was actually much better, because if we all noticed, last year's was all about the epicness, why did I fuck say epicness, and the beauty of like Skyrim, huge game, and you can do a lot of shit with it. Battlefield 3, oh my god, the graphics are so eye-bleedingly beautiful. Modern Warfare 3, huge explosions across cities around the world. But it all just because. But the thing is, I like my gaming to have a bit of story to them. Like I said, Christopher Nolan movie. I like what I said with the Christopher Nolan things. I want to feel that they're made by humans, not freaking robots that just code Battlefield 3, Modern Warfare 3, Skyrim. Because let's face it, Skyrim is just an updated version of Oblivion with some things removed. I love Skyrim, I love it, but you have to admit that. The thing is, the only 2 interesting games of last year was Batman Arkham City, and that was a sequel to an amazing game, but it was a sequel. If it was that first entry, I would have been mind blown and called 2011 one of the best years of gaming, but it was a sequel. And Deus Ex Human Revolution, an amazing soundtrack by Michael McCann, and an amazing story, to be honest. For me, it was pretty good, actually, even though it's kind of cliched, but it was well told. It's cliched, but it's well told. Like the Uncharted series, their stories are cliched, but well told. You don't say, oh, they're phenomenal for being innovative in their storytelling, but it's like the pacing is cool and the pacing is good, and you feel there's the moments strike exactly at the perfect the moments, the human emotions strike exactly at the perfect moments, and it was pretty cool, except for the boss fights, and that's what I gave it an 8 instead of a 9 in my mind. But this year gave, I can't believe I'm saying this, I love Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I love it. It's just finally this is the Call of Duty to obliterate all of Call of Duty. It's like Call of Duty Black Ops 2, yes, it's the same formula, it's the same shooting, but it's an interesting story. Like Black Ops 1's story was a bit of change, actually. Yeah, their story is, I give them points for giving a different story, but it was just messy, and David S. just made it gay and just annoying. But Black Ops 2 story, even though it's a little bit not doesn't change the game a bit, but it doesn't change, you know, the whole landscape of storytelling. But it was pretty, like, well told. It was pretty awesome, and we finally got a villain worthy of the Call of Duty series since Imran Zakayev. Like, since Call of Duty 4. Holy shit, guys! Since Call of Duty 4, fuck. It's been 5 years since we had a worthy Call of Duty entry in the series, and I liked what they did with this. Call of Duty 4. What the thing is, I think Black Ops 2 is worth more to the Call of Duty series than 4. Well, what they call it is worth than. I mean, let me rephrase it. Black Ops 2 did to the series more than 4 will ever do it to the series. 4 just updated the settings, made it cooler, made it tighter. They made the shooting, you know, more frantic, and that's it. And it was the 4th entry. People weren't really sick of Call of Duty back then, but this is the fucking 9th entry. And when you think about it, like, the changes they did are actually fundamental. Not really fundamental, but huge changes. In the campaign, in the middle of the campaign, there's actually a thing called Strike Force missions, and it's imagine a simplified strategy game with first-person elements in them. Like, you can either control them from afar or go into each one separate unit and control it by itself. And it was pretty cool. Like, I loved it. There was gonna be a whole game based on that by EA, based on the Command and Conquer series, but they canceled that. Fuck them. But I loved Black Ops 2 is amazing, and they gave us Raul Menendez. Raul Menendez is awesome. Like, I never thought that there was. When was the last time we had an awesome Latin villain? No, none. We never had. We had awesome Russian villains. We had awesome Middle Eastern villains. We had myself included. We had awesome Chinese villains. We never had any awesome Latin villains. I don't remember like having awesome Latin. Except for this year, we actually had 2 awesome Latin villains. But I'll get on to that later. I mean, it was awesome, and the guy actually had motive instead of, you know, Modern Warfare 2s and 3s and Black Ops, actually. Black Ops 2, I didn't even know what the fuck is going on in Black Ops. Just, even Modern Warfare 3. Oh, cool shooting in this city. Oh, another city is dying. This one had structure to it, and there's multiple endings. Holy shit, there's multiple endings. Like, there's a good ending and there's a bad, even though it's not really a change in pace, like, oh, good ending, bad, but there's multiple endings. I mean, I just love Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and I love how, I actually love the hypocrisy of it. If Modern Warfare 3 did nothing to the series, fuck Modern Warfare 3, yet it got good reviews. I mean, sorry, amazing reviews. But Black Ops 2 did so much to the series and changed it a lot, and it got less than stellar reviews. I mean, it got just 7s and 8s, and I'm like, why? Call of Duty Black Ops 2 changed the landscape of Call of Duty. It actually made Call of Duty interesting again. I actually finished the campaign. I'm happy. This is the first time I'm happy finishing the campaign in a Call of Duty game since Modern Warfare 1. 5 years, man. 5 fucking years. And yeah. So I've probably taken a lot. Just want to see how many minutes I finished the video. Yep, fuck, 13 minutes. I'm gonna go down and. Oh yeah, this year we're also continuing on with the trend of 3s in gaming. You know, last year we had Gears of War 3, Deus Ex 3, what was else? 3, not bad, man. Battlefield 3. What else? There's a lot of 3s in last year. That's all. Killzone 3. This one we're continuing on. Assassin's Creed 3. Actually, no. Last year was Ezio. Assassin's Creed Ezio number 3. You know, the 3rd game in Ezio's trilogy. So yeah. That was a lame joke. This year we're continuing on with the 3s. Have you seen, like, 2011, 2012, we have continued on with the 3s, and it was pretty awesome to see two new IPs, The Walking Dead and Dishonored, and blowing all of these sets, these franchises out of the water. You know, The Walking Dead, despite whatever me and Bobby, and a lot of people actually, I actually love that we disagree on this. We actually have a discussion about this, even though it's always actually hurling insults onto each other, but into each other's favorite games. But whatever. We actually had a discussion. It wasn't like Skyrim, we're like, oh man, I can go to this dungeon. Then a few months later, I'm bored, and that's it. But I loved how we had 2 new IPs, and this in the very, very fucking end. This is like the 7th year of Xbox. And everybody doesn't even take a chance. Everybody got the 3rd, like Assassin's Creed 3. It was, well, technically it's Assassin's Creed 7 or 6, whatever. But still, everybody is, you know, Uh, they made these new IPs, and if you know, we've noticed that Game of the Years were not given to Assassin's Creed 3 or what's it called, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, or even the big names. It was given to two small developers like The Walking Dead and Dishonored. Even if you disagree with them, they're small time developers that scored huge. They didn't even depend on a huge name IP like Batman, Arkham Asylum back, 3 years ago. And Far Cry 3, finally we got finally a good Far Cry game since Far Cry 1. Vaz is the second Latin. I love this year. This mumble and jumble thing is I just love 2012. It's been an awesome year for gaming, even though Max Payne 3, Max Payne 3. Yeah, how could I forget about that? A revived series. We have two revived series from dead long ass time ago. Max Payne 2004 was dead since 2004. Far Cry was dead since 2005. And we don't count Far Cry 2 or whatever expansions Far Cry 1 get because nobody bought them or played them. So, yeah, I love 2012. It's actually pretty cool gaming, even though that Darkness 2 destroyed whatever Darkness 1 stood for, but whatever. So, to the last thing that concerned 2012 with me, other than entertainment, is, my personal experience with it. I continued on fucking myself in college. So, yeah, it's huge, difference from... I love my change in attitude. I'm so excited about gaming, then suddenly, I'm getting fucked in college. Good job, Aziz. I'm talking to myself through the camera. Cool. I can see myself now in the future. So, future self, if you think this video is lame, I don't give a shit. Fuck you. I'm high. I ate a lot of cookies. I don't know why. Anyway, so, yeah. 2012 has been a big thing to me because as a team knows, the chick thing, whatever. 2012 has been a huge thing for me. I hate, as an entertainment side, I love 2012, but as an personal experience and all that, I really hated fucking 2012. Fuck 2012. It's just, it gave me disappointment after another disappointment, and I really hated it, but you have to accept these hated things. I've learned in 2000, I've noticed that I can move on. Thank God I don't need to wait a whole year to know that I can move on. I remember that in the past month, I never even thought of her for a moment. Until, so I was kind of happy. I learned, in 2012, I learned a big lesson that life is, whatever life throws at you, you can move on. It doesn't matter, if it's, fuck up with your family, a fuck up with your college, and, screwing your relationship with your friends because you're too busy with college and you're an idiot for not hanging out with them. Even online friends as well. I've learned a lot from it. It's just, I hated it, but you can't just hate something and go, well, I'm not gonna look at it anymore. No. I like this aspect that I've learned of the things that happened to me that I hated so much and really been so depressed about it, and learned that I can learn from them and I can use them in future experiences. And yeah, I know it's this short thing, but this is all I have to say, that I really hated 2012. It was a shitty year for me as a personal experience. College, it's been actually no, I finally found a subject I actually like. I'm not, this 2012 has taught me that I finally found a subject that doesn't, I'm not doubting myself for choosing my major. I finally found that subject. I'm not changing my major anymore. Why am I just shouting random sentences? Yeah, it's a cookie thingy. I would have shown you, but I ate all of it. I'm fat. Yeah. 2012 has been a major disappointment in the emotional category of it. It's been, every year has been less and less, but I like to learn. I like how I've realized that. I've actually realized that just yesterday, at the very end of the last year. Actually, was it yesterday or today? I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that I've realized that I could move on. I could learn from my mistakes. I could reignite my life and not be a depressing Middle Eastern boring dude. How could be a Middle Eastern dude be depressing? You know, we're so full of life. You know, you don't see us just exploding ourselves for no random reason. You know, yeah, terrorist joke, funny. So yeah, 2012 has been a shitty year for emotional parts, and it was an awesome year for entertainment. So 2012 was 2012. You did your job. You did your job very well. You will be memorable. 2012 has been my year for going to Comic-Con 2012. I can actually going, not like 2 years ago where I just went for Sunday, the day that nobody gives a shit about, because I was a stupid geek. I didn't know that shit. Also, I just wanted to note that I've never been a hardcore geek until 5 years ago. This marks exactly my 5th year. And I love it. I love being a geek. I love, you know. And I want to mention, because I want to mention at the end, and it's been 5 years, more than 5 years actually, but man, I just wanted to put it in the end of the year list, because it seems more special. I don't know. I'm gay, I'm a fag, I don't know. I love you guys. I met you 5 years ago. I don't regret anything about that. I love you. You know, if I don't mention all of the names, I'm sorry. I'm high. I don't remember all the names. I'll just remember them as soon as they pop into my head. I love you, Bradley, because I love you so much. You're always on the top of my head. I love you, you golden voice jackass you are. I love you, Alex. I love you, Tay. I love you, Bobby. I love you, Amber. I love you, Winston. I'm sorry. It's just pops into my head. I love you, Chris. I love you, Fion, even though you're little, and that makes me feel like a pedophile. I love you, whoever the other Asian member that just joined us. I don't remember her name. I'm sorry for that. I love you. I'm forgetting somebody. I know that because I'm a jackass. I forget people. I mentioned Mel. I said Mel. No, I didn't mention. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. I love you, Melissa. I love you. I'll say it twice because I forgot to mention it because I'm a jackass. I love you, Melissa. Happy now? Okay. I think I'm forgetting somebody else. All right. Nope. If I forget you, I'm sorry for being a jackass. This is a middle finger to me. Fuck you, Aziz. Fuck you. I love you guys. You've been amazing, and I hope this friendship doesn't die off, or I will cry and kill myself. No, it's suicide. No, it's goddamn stupid suicide joke. Stupid. No, Aziz. No, bad Aziz. Suicide jokes are not funny, especially if. Yeah, 2012 was also depressing because of the 2 shootings that happened. Fuck those assholes for being egotistical, depressing assholes, for killing little children and unsuspecting moviegoers. Yeah, fuck them. I hope they rot in hell, along with whoever's going to hell. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just gonna stop this video. I'm just gonna say I love you, 2012, even though you've been a shitty year to me. I love you guys being really good friends and not hating me for what I did back, I think, a few months ago, being a selfish jackass. But like I said, it's been a good year. 2013 is gonna be awesome, even though 13 is gonna be a bad year because, you know, 13, unlucky number. We're all gonna die! Yeah. I was kinda disappointed that the zombie apocalypse didn't happen. I was so ready. I was so ready to be in a zombie. I know I'm not gonna be a survivor. Are you kidding me? Me, a survivor? No. Fuck that. I know I'm gonna be a zombie. I was gonna enjoy being a zombie. Fuck you, end of the Mayans. I was so looking forward to being a zombie, but no, the world did not have to end. Fuck you, Mayans. Yeah, so this is my rant for the end of the year. Goodbye 2012. Hello 2013. Goodbye everybody. How do I close this piece of shit?